Welcome back to Pre-Algebra, Chapter 3, Section 5 in this book, Solving Inequalities Using Multiplication and Division. But first, we had a mystery problem on the board last time because I forgot to tell you. Remember at the end of tape before last, I got a thing with the answer was still an X, and I told you it's a word problem. I didn't really read it. Well, such an important lesson to always read the problem and not just look at it, because it wasn't the perimeter of a rectangle where you couldn't solve it. It was the perimeter of a square. And in a square, all the sides are equal, so we could set the two sides equal, and then it was a problem with an X on both sides. So why is it ugly? X is on both sides. Move the little one to the big one. The opposite of X is minus X. 2X minus X is X. Bring down what you didn't mess with. X is 4. Important lesson. Always read the problem. Alright. Now, so back to inequalities. So as you remember, the inequalities are Pac-Man. Pac-Man wants to eat the bigger one, greater than, actually less than, greater than. And remember that we solve the equations exactly like we do with the equals, except for one rule. What was that rule? You flip it if you multiply or divide by a negative number, and the comes from the song. Turn up the radio, blast the stereo louder, and pump it, except we say flip it, flip it. So when we flip things, we clap. It's more fun that way, and it helps you remember. Alright, so let's do a dividing one with this and see. Alright, so we have X is on that side, and we ask ourselves the usual question. What is it? You think of it while I drink some water. Why is X not alone? Well, it's being divided by a negative 3. What's the opposite? Multiply by a negative 3. What I do to one side, I do to the other. Okay, so those cancel out, and I bring down what I didn't mess with, the X and the 3. But do I flip it? Yes! Because I multiplied both sides by a negative number, so I flip it. Clap, 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 clap. Flip it. Clap, 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 clap. And now its X is less than 3. So if we were to graph it, there's 0, there's 3. It would be a donut, because it's not or equals to. And X is on the left side. This will be more fun in color. I gotta get a color one. Including the arrow. Ta-da! I didn't put in all the numbers, but I'm sure you would. Okay, let's try this one. Negative 10x is greater than or equal to 34. Why is x not alone? Well, it's being multiplied by a negative 10. What's the opposite? Divide by negative 10. What I do to one side, I do to the other. What happens to those? They cancel out. What do I bring down? What I didn't mess with. Do I flip it? Yes I do. Let's get out our hands. Flip it. Do, 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 do. Alright, so we're going to flip it because we divided both sides by a negative number. What is 34 divided by 10? Well, really what you're supposed to do with math etiquette is you just reduce that fraction. And that'd be negative 17 over 5. But your book did it and turned it into 3.4. They're a little inconsistent with their math etiquette. The Emily Post of math would be horrified. Alright, let's do another one. And we've talked about why fractions are better than decimals, because usually they're more correct. Sometimes you have to round to get the decimal where you're the fraction you don't. Alright, why is x not alone? It is being multiplied by 16. What is the opposite? Divide by 16. What I do to one side, I do to the other. I cancel these out and bring down what I didn't mess with. Do I flip it? No, because I divided both sides, but not by a negative number. It's a positive number. So I write it the way it is, and 848 divided by 16 is 53. And if we were going to graph that, we would put a dot, because it includes 53, We'll say that's 53. And X is on the left side. Pac-Man wants to eat 53, not X. So we color it, but you should use a different color, not the color you already used. And there you have it. All right, so that's not terrible, is it? I think it's fun. I like the whole clapping about flip it, which you probably could tell. And I also like the colors, and I like Pac-Man. So it's all good, right? Math is fun. See you next time.